Hi, Joe Haney here from IAC with part 2 of our tip of the month about parts that move or don't move in a baghouse. Part 1, we did parts that move, therefore have to be replaced more frequently in a baghouse. Now we're talking about parts that don't move in a baghouse, which, believe it or not, eventually will wear out and have to be replaced. So we'll look at it top down in a baghouse. For starters, we have the air manifold. Believe it or not, even though it's made of heavy gauge steel, and should last a long time, depending on the quality of the air at your plant, you may get desiccant or rust built up in that air header. Those can transfer into the diaphragm valves and affect the entire cleaning system. Sometimes after a couple decades of being in operation, you may need to consider replacing that air manifold. Additionally, in a top-load dust collector, we have lift-off lids or doors to enter that baghouse. After a door has been entered a few hundred times, it can eventually start to warp. It may get damaged if it's fully removed. It may bend. And if those things don't seal up correctly, it can become problematic for that baghouse. It is something that you'll need to consider replacing eventually in that baghouse. Inside the baghouse and connected to the manifold, we have our blow pipes. They are static, they shouldn't move around, but depending on your baghouse OEM, they're connected by a quick fit connection, a bolt, a slot, and a flange connection on the opposite side of the manifold. These are all things that after hundreds of thousands of pulse cycles, they may start to wear out, they may corrode, and may need to be replaced to bring that baghouse into good operating condition. Then next we have the tube sheet, the connection between the clean side and the dirty side of the baghouse. Typically that is something that should last a lifetime of a baghouse, but we know that sometimes there are thermal events in a baghouse that can potentially cause that tube sheet to warp. If it's exposed to a high amount of moisture, it may start to corrode as well. If you can't seal up the filters in that baghouse, you will get dust in the clean side of the baghouse, and eventually that can become an escaping or recordable emission. If your tube sheet's in bad shape or it won't seal up, even though it's something that doesn't move, you may need to replace that tube sheet eventually. And last but not least, we have our sidewalls and the hopper of the baghouse. Sidewalls, again, if we have a explosive condition, or if maybe somebody runs a forklift into your baghouse, the walls can warp. The flange connections over time can become compromised if they're not sealed up, and that is something that with a little tender love and care can be replaced. And hoppers as well. We know that material sometimes will build up in that hopper and not discharge correctly. If you don't have a proper material handling aid on that hopper, it may get banged with a sledgehammer from time to time. Eventually, that can wear out that hopper, and you may need to consider a hopper down replacement of that baghouse. We have a lot of baghouses in the field that have lasted decades, sometimes 30, 40 years plus, but eventually all these parts need to be replaced, or you may need to consider a new baghouse on that specific application. These are all things we'd like to talk to you about, and if you have more questions, please let us know. I'm Joe from IAC with another tip of the month.